Alright guys, I want to tell you a little story of what happened to me here recently, and I'm kind of going to go back and start from the beginning. So this is not the item that I got scammed on, what you see on the screen. About 6 months ago, I was looking for something that I could keep specifically ice water in, and something that would keep ice water for long periods of time. Take it in the car, wherever you go, just to have some good ice water for whenever you need it. So I was looking at reviews and things on YouTube, and I knew of the Yeti, and I knew of different things like that, and how good it was supposed to be, and I watched a couple test videos and things, and the Arctic that you see in front of you was $20 cheaper than the Yeti. It was $19.99, okay, on eBay. So I bought this. The cup has served me pretty well. I've always kind of thought that the ice could have lasted longer than what it did. There's the logo right there. It was decent. The lid, it's fairly tight. At this angle, it looks really tight, but trust me, I just always thought that the lid could seal better, and it would keep ice for a good amount of time. But I always thought that it probably were ones that could do it better. So this served me well for 6 months, approximately. Could even be more than that. So I was talking with someone, and the person told me, hey, I see you got an Arctic there. Trust me, the Yeti's way better. The stuff lasts better. Me and all my family members, we all buy Yeti, and I've told all my family members, don't go the cheaper route, just buy the Yeti. So I thought, well, I'm going to take this guy's advice, and I'm going to go ahead and get a Yeti. So I thought, well, I'll look on eBay, because I do a lot of shopping on eBay. So I got on eBay and I looked up Yeti 30-ounce tumblers, and there was tons of them. So the first thing I thought, I didn't go into this blind, guys. I said, well, I got to look up and see what to look for to differentiate the counterfeits from the real. I only want an authentic Yeti, and I know there's counterfeits out there. I knew that going into this, that there are counterfeits out there from China that are labeled Yeti. This is from China, and this is an RTIC Arctic, and this is kind of like a copy of this, and I knew that going into this when I bought this one 6 months ago. Now I wanted an authentic Yeti. So I get on eBay, and then I watch videos on YouTube, and I'm looking at different things, like they're saying that they're showing ones that are fake, and the fakes don't have the brown band on the top. The fakes on the E, all three lines are level. On the fakes, the 30, the 3 and the 30 is rounded on top. So I'm looking at an actual picture on this guy's eBay page, and he has a lot of sales, and this was $23, and I'm looking at the actual picture of what will come, and I'm like, man, the label's matching up, everything looks good. This must be a real Yeti for $23. Maybe he just sells a lot of bulk. So I get this, and when I get it out, something just doesn't look right to me right off the bat about the label. I don't know what it was, but it just didn't appear to look right. And then I kind of noticed it when I took off the lid had a bluish purplish tint. And I had seen before where it's like that's a dead giveaway that it's a counterfeit. And one of the really things I hated the most, guys, look at this lid. The gasket's really nice, but it barely has any friction. It just drops down and off. It just drops on there and feels like it could almost fall off. There's almost no friction. And I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is only going to be as good as, as the seal of the lid and the things that's going to let air and different things get to it, obviously. So I'm like, something don't seem right about this. So I said, man, let me get more in depth about this. So I get to looking on eBay. Well, here what has happened is China has upped their game on making the labels look real. Now, two things I found on here that I thought, oh, I knew it. I knew I had a fake. Let me show you here. It says, no sweat design, keeps fingers dry, and unfrost hit. And I'm like, what? Frost hit? What's frost hit? It's supposed to be frost bit. And then where it says no sweat, the little lines above the A, those are at the end on the reel. I'll show you here in a minute. Those are at the end on the other side of the T. Okay, then the biggest dead giveaway there is, when you're drinking out of a Yeti, when you drink out of an authentic Yeti, and you tip it up, the Yeti on the bottom will be even with the Yeti here. So this Y will have the Y right here. Y-E-T-I. Boom. I knew it was a fake. I looked at the purple on the lid, and I'm like, ugh. So I messaged the dude. He's like, hey, I'll send you a shipping label, send it back, this and that. And I'm like, whatever. Really didn't want to deal with it. So what I'm doing is I'm giving this to a relative that it'll work for their purpose. They're going to use it for coffee, and it'll work for what they need it for. These will work decently, but I don't believe as good as a Yeti. But I'm giving this away to somebody. So that's what happened for me trying to save a buck. Also, the label on the fakes, they don't have no glue or no stickiness to them. On the real one, the label comes stuck on. Okay, this one doesn't. It just slips up and down. And I'll show you another difference here in a while. So what I did, I said, man, I'm tired of this. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I just went straight to Fin, Feather, and Fur, who is an authorized Yeti dealer, and I got the real deal. See the Yeti? The Yeti matches underneath perfectly. Matches the logo. When you tip it up, where it says Yeti, it's supposed to match underneath, just like that. Not like this. Also, on the height of the cup, the authentic Yeti is 30 ounces, but it's just a shade shorter. It's about 1/8 of an inch shorter. Okay, I got them both level at the bottom. See how the real Yeti on the left is just 1/8 of an inch shorter. Also, the lid is so much more heavy duty, crystal clear. I don't know if it's going to come out on camera. The lid is crystal clear in person. There's no purplish things to it like this. This lid here is like purple and blue all day. This is clear. Okay, and the lid it seals. It seats on there very nicely. It fits on there very nicely and looks very good. From looking at the inside, I couldn't tell the fake from the real. Okay, here's the real label for the real Yeti that I got out. And as you can see here, like where it says here, no frost hit. And then on here, it says no frost bit. Notice where it says no sweat. No sweat design, and it's got the two little, it actually says trademark TM. Well, on the fake one, it says no sweat, and over the A, it's got like two little dashes to try to almost throw you off, okay? Other than that, the label looks pretty similar, but the lettering is off on the China one. The lettering on the Yeti just doesn't look as good. The band is thicker on the top. The brown band above Yeti is thicker on the fake. This is the real, and it's they came close. The label on the fake Yeti is a little bit thicker. So here's the deal. This held ice from the first day so much better for me than the Arctic. The water I could taste better. I could taste the water more pure out of this Yeti than I could out of this. It almost seemed like every time I drank out of this, I must have been tasting some of the steel or some of the container. Because when I was using this, I noticed that I could taste the water so much more. So I'm happy with this purchase, but because I tried to save a buck and got the fake, and then went to an authorized dealer, Fin, Feather, and Fur, and got the real for 40 bucks. I have $65 now because I try to save a buck. I have $65 into a real Yeti. So there you go, guys. If you're wanting to get a real one, look for the authorized dealer. The lid, everything is just so much more. To me, it's just worth it, man, just to pay the $39.99 and buy the real deal. The way the lid fits, the way this thing held ice, how much better I could taste just the water when I drank out of this, and I use it every day. So there you go, guys. Just wanted to do this little video. Yeah, got scammed on eBay, but it happens. All right, guys, till next time, H4T, out.